Hello and welcome to May the Review Be With You with Nick and Joe. I'm Joe.
And I'm Nick, and welcome back, everyone, to Ozfest Part 2, Act 2, if you will. Today we are breaking down Wicked for Good, one of the bigger releases of 2025 as it comes to a close here. Ozfest Part 1, if you're interested, we'll link it in the show notes. During that episode, we discussed the original Wizard of Oz, Oz the Great and Powerful, starring James Franco, and, of course, Wicked, Act 1. This is part 2 of that, the follow-up. We both just watched this 2 hours ago. We're excited to get into it, what we liked, what we didn't like, and everything in between. Joe, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. Very good. So good.
How good?
She's so good. She's so good. Dude. I'm fresh off this movie. I feel so different watching part 2 of this movie versus part 1. I think part 1 I was like feeling like super hyped. And this movie, like, I feel like resolved. I feel like, we got a proper conclusion and I am satisfied.
Yeah.
Is how I'm feeling.
I'm with you.
But Nick, I do have to get just a small complaint that has nothing to do with the movie and just the movie experience off my chest real quick here. I'm just curious. So like, I'm going to tell you what happened to me and then I'm going to ask what happened to you here. So my movie was scheduled to start at 7:00. I didn't watch the movie until about 7:35. These trailers are getting wildly way too long. And this has happened to me now like 3 movies in a row where I come in at like the proper time and I could have waited another 45 minutes before getting into that theater. Has this been your experience or is this just me?
This is your fault. Everyone else has known this for years and we plan accordingly. I was still at my dinner table at 8:00 when the movie was supposed to start. And I was in my seat by 8:20, about 10 minutes of previews, 15 minutes, whatever you want to call it. So much easier than your
you are
way, sir.
You are a seasoned pro. I swear to God, it has gotten worse. But that's neither here nor there. That's a complaint for another time.
To play the devil's advocate and give some props to the movie theaters, our theater, the Regal that we went to, which we don't go to this one very often because it's not as close to the house, but of course, Wicked being this huge release, it was just like a week ago when I was looking at tickets. This was just the time. Anyway, we walked in. I'm not even kidding. Immediately, there were 2 like kiosks, like booths of like there's like someone like with like a witch's theme, like jewelry they were selling, like, and then there was like when you walk in, but before you scan your ticket, there were other vendors that were all kind of like Wicked related, selling stuff and like doing stuff. Like the theater brought out like all the stops for the premiere weekend, which is it's really cool.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
It was sweet. I was like, this is why theaters rule right here. Like you couldn't get this if you were watching the premiere at home, So
dude, I swear, like the role of the movie theater has changed in recent years. Like it used to be like a place to like, you go to immerse yourself into the movie, into a quiet theater. But like I feel like it's changed in the last like 3 years. Maybe Barbenheimer is responsible for this.
Yeah.
Where like now it's becoming like an experience for like some of these bigger movies. Like especially like this year, like you had the Minecraft thing that went nuts. There was the Taylor Swift thing that went nuts. K-pop Demon Hunters, that was a big event. Then here you go. You got this Regal experience that set up this big event for Wicked Part 2. It's actually not called Wicked Part 2. This is another complaint I have. No consistency with the titles. Wicked Part 1, second movie, Wicked for Good. Not Part 2. Who approved that? When's Wicked Part 2 coming out? And who is in charge of that? John Chu? I have a problem with John Chu.
You can join the conversation online because anyone who's calling it anything other than Act 2 is also being crucified like the Wicked Witch of the West because it's Act 2. This is a musical, Joe, even though it's in the theater.
I agree. There's no consistency on any front here. Yeah. None whatsoever.
Anyway, one more thing before we kind of get into it completely. You have a 15-second summary to give us of Wicked for Good, my friend.
Oh, that was so mean. That was so mean. Oh, man. Okay. All right, baby.
Just skip it, huh? Woo! Just because everyone knows what this movie's about. Well, you know what? They don't.
I honestly forgot that we were going to do that. I forgot it was my turn. I was just All right, just hit me. All right, let's. God, this is gonna be bad. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joe has 15 seconds to summarize Wicked for good. 3, 2, 1, begin.
Following Wicked Part 1, Wicked for Good picks up with Elphaba trying to free animals and undo the wizard, and trying to prove that he's fake, trying to repair their friendship, but it doesn't go well, and everyone thinks that she's wicked. And then Power of Friendship.
You got through the first scene of For Good? The first scene? Joe, this movie was 2 hours and 17 minutes long.
I was really
Your summary was the whole first scene?
I was really hung up on the trailer thing, man. All right, I didn't pay attention to the rest of the movie.
Oh, baby.
I was kind of hoping that you would tell me what I saw.
As far as scores go for a 15-second summary, that's about as bad as I've heard. That's a you know what, Joe? I'm feeling generous because you stayed awake. You're an hour ahead of me, so you don't get an F. You get a D minus.
I would like to appeal for a C minus.
Appeal denied. Moving on. Here we go. All right.
All right, fine. I guess that wasn't so good. So good. But in any case, in actual recounting of what happened here, or at least the way I remember it, is this movie is truly the idea of identity and the way that we are perceived versus the way that we are and the way that we allow ourselves to grow and change. And I think we get really beautiful contrasts from both Glinda and Elphaba in this movie. We'll get into that, all while tying in some very well known plot points of The Wizard of Oz. So, Nick, how are you feeling post this movie?
Overall, I think it's kind of like what you said at the beginning. I feel like resolved at the end of it, right? At the end of Wicked, Act 1, Part 1, whatever. We're going to do that the whole time. It's
No, you are going to do that the whole time.
It's such a big ending, right? With Defying Gravity, and it's like insane.
Oh, yeah, it's such a high note.
After Wicked, I was just like, this is peak cinema. Like, this is magnificent, you know? Like, you just feel so good and like so like energized, right? And like after this movie, it was less that feeling and more just like, wow, okay, what a cool, like, solid, complete way to end the story. And like you said, I just like how it resolved. My initial thoughts kind of are overall enjoyable. I think Part 1 to me, I really liked more overall, and the songs were a lot stronger to me in those films as well. To me, more like sing-alongs, if you will, which is funner for me if I'm like watching like a musical or something. So this For Good kind of felt more. There was like more feeling in the songs, which like there's nothing wrong with that. But from a a perspective of entertainment and like being like jazzed up, it wasn't the same feeling, and I don't think it's supposed to be. But that's just my
right.
It's
no, I agree. Popular was not in this movie, and it was noticed.
Yeah.
No, I hear you exactly what you're saying. Like as far as the music goes, like I totally agree. The music is good. It's really great, and like the performances, like of course, are like out of this world.
Yeah.
Cynthia Erivo is pipes on her are incredible. But as far as those like memorable jingles, like as you had mentioned, something that the audience can like sing to. I think these songs are more complicated in what they're doing, and like they don't offer the audience that, which doesn't make it, for me, I mean, it doesn't make it like any less entertaining or less enjoyable, but like there is that connection between audience and the actual entertainment that is not present in this movie.
Yeah.
The way that it was in the first.
At least for us, I will say there were plenty of people in the theater who were like crying during it, and like so, for them, I think it hits in a different way.
Yeah. I don't
great.
mean like
great
it doesn't connect, right? Sorry, let me use a different word here. What I mean like is the participation, right? Like that I think is like harder to do with this film, unless you are like you've already been like a diehard fan of this musical well before it hit silver screens.
Awesome songs, awesome vocals, not as many sing-alongs.
Yes,
And
yes,
that's fine. That's that is wicked for good.
That
Goodbye,
is
everybody.
that is fine.
That's it. That's a review.
Um, I I will say, so as someone who is unfamiliar with the play, I've never seen the play, I've never read the book. My first exposure to Wicked is the cinematic experience, which is one of the reasons why I was kind of excited to see it to begin with last year. Um, I didn't know that we were going to get these ties, all these kind of explanations for why the Wizard of Oz is the way that it is, including certain characters and certain character beats that happen. Um, the one that really like kind of shocked me, like I didn't realize it was going to happen until like we were right in the middle of it happening, was Bach becoming the Tin Man and
Yeah.
how horrifying that is.
Yeah.
That was honestly really cool. I
Yeah.
loved that moment.
The second that hits, and actually even before that, I think that we met the Cowardly Lion before that, right? I think that happened prior.
Yes.
So we meet the Cowardly Lion before, and I think when that happens, you're like, oh, is this supposed to be? You're not totally sure, right? If that's the Cowardly Lion, maybe like in that moment, and then a couple scenes later, you know, the scene with Buck. Is it Buck or Bach?
Bach.
Buck.
Bach. Like a chicken. Bach.
Bick. um, and uh, and yeah, when that's happening, you're kind of like during the transformation, you're like, oh shoot, he's a Tin Man. Like this is awesome. You know, it's really cool that we get the backstory of the, you know, main characters that follow Dorothy around from the original, you know, Wizard of Oz. And it really made me think of Oz the Great and Powerful, right? From our first episode, where like
I thought about that too.
the cool part
Yeah.
about Oz the Great and Powerful, despite many of the flaws there of the film, is that like you get this really cool backstory for the wizard and how he gets to Oz and all of this, right? Now, granted, we know that that story is different than the Wizard of Oz.
Right, but
But
both Oz the Great and Powerful and Wicked are, from what I understand from fans of The Wizard of Oz, are non-canon
not
to
canon,
the
right?
Oz universe,
Right.
right?
But they're cool adaptations, right, of the story, and they give
Yeah,
us some
yeah.
cool
And like
detail.
it makes me think that like, because Wicked I believe came out in the 90s like the book did. So like this makes me believe that due to the popularity of the book and then later the popularity of the play, I'm guessing someone got the, brilliant idea of making Oz the Great and Powerful, and they were like, well, if people like origin stories so much, I'm gonna rewrite my own.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. Like it was fun to see like certain aspects of this movie. Uh, you should go listen to Ozfest Part One to get an idea of like what I thought about this movie. But you're probably gonna get a pretty good idea right now. Aside from all the decisions that movie decided to make, it feels like they could have just done Wicked earlier.
Right.
It probably would have been a better commercial success.
Right. We didn't need Oz the Great and Powerful. You could just given us Wicked earlier, dang it. You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
fine.
yeah. Just put James Franco in that movie. It would have been fine.
But
It would have been
but
great.
he was a pretty good wizard.
Yeah.
And honestly, Jeff Goldblum playing him
Oh,
now is such a
fantastic.
great cast. It's like it's such a great casting. And he really James did a great job too, right? And it honestly, if you're a fan of Wicked, you should probably just watch Oz the Great and Powerful just for the fun of it to really see the wizard, right? Like it is a fun film for that in that respect. But
At least not just as a negative POS, but like kind of a lovable POS.
yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Since we're talking about like the Tin Man and the Scarecrow and Cowardly Lion and how we kind of got
Yes.
them, you know, we got them in this film. And obviously they're beloved characters from the original Wizard of Oz. The one thing that did bother me with those characters, and I don't know why they made this choice, and I hope if you do, that's great. It felt like a weird decision to not like give us a couple scenes that they were trying to like half give us when showing the characters, and Dorothy being the main one there. They did not want to show us the face. They showed us the slippers and the hair, and they like totally did everything they could to avoid like essentially casting a Dorothy, so they didn't have to like give her any lines. And I imagine it's because, you know, the musical is like, of course, focused on Elphaba and Glinda, and they probably don't want to take anything away from those characters and everything there. But to have that many like cutscenes, right, where they're like just showing us like below their head, like there was enough to where it was like, this is a little weird, guys. Like just give us like 2.5 minute scenes of the things that you're already kind of telling us are happening off screen while showing us a different character. You know, like when Glinda's in the room watching through the keyhole. It's like I get it, but also it felt like a weird choice to not just cast a Dorothy so you're not scared to show us her face. And then you wait to reveal what Scarecrow looks like until he's getting Elphaba out from, underneath her hiding place after pulling off this like elaborate ruse, right? So she can be in peace with him. Like, I understand the creative decision, like not revealing the Scarecrow, right? Until Elphaba sees him for the first time, right? The writers, they want you to see Scarecrow the same time that for the first time when Elphaba does. Like that makes, I get it. But you showed like the backside of him too many times before that to make it not awkward. Like, so it just felt weird
Right.
to me.
I mean, like, so like I get what you're saying. I mean, as far as like Scarecrow goes, like I guess that is kind of annoying because it's like we the audience know who that is, right?
Right.
Like the reveal is not super dramatic at the end. Like we know that the Scarecrow spell worked,
Right.
right? So it does feel a little weird that we are not seeing him. As far as Dorothy goes, I actually didn't mind that one as much. I do agree with you on the Scarecrow thing. It's like there could have been a better way to have done this. But the Dorothy, like, I actually kind of like that we don't see her, like at least the front of her, right? I like that for a couple reasons. The first that it's not her movie, right? Like,
Yeah.
the Wizard of Oz is Dorothy's movie, and like I think the second reason, and maybe this is just me personally, there is only one Dorothy, and it's Judy Garland, right? Like there will never be another Dorothy.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. That's a very respectable reasoning to like what they did. I totally understand that.
I will tell you though, Nick, I had a very similar thought that you did, but it was for a different character, and it was Dr. Dilliman, the goat,
Yeah.
the teacher at Shiz, and when we see him, he's in a cage in the wizard's castle, and it's a very sad. Genuinely, like I got like a little sad, like when she asks, "Can you speak?" and he gives like a bah, right? And like how horrifying like that actually is. Like his voice has been taken from him. Um, the movie, like in my opinion, drops the ball on this by not having Peter Dinklage come back to voice him at the end when like he returns to the classroom. Like it's very clear that they did not want to pay Peter Dinklage for
Yeah.
2 movies.
Yes.
It
Yes.
was painstakingly clear that they did not want to do that.
Yes. You're so right.
Like the dream that Elphaba has, where like, or the fantasy where she sees her sister
Mhm.
and Dr. Dilliman, and like he's just standing there awkwardly.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I guess it's fine. It's a fantasy. But then at the end, when he's actually in the classroom, he should hit the mic. He should actually say something because
Right.
he has his voice again.
Yeah.
How are we just gonna? That's a ball drop. Like
Yeah.
come on, guys.
Yeah. They spent so much
Easy.
money. They could have just given him whatever his fee is for the one line
Yeah,
of work.
right? Like,
But
come on.
the funny part there is the part at the end where he doesn't speak was confirmation for my question that I had earlier when he gives that like goat sound. I was like, I wonder if they paid Peter to do that when that first happened in the movie. And then at the end of the movie, when he doesn't speak, I was like, oh no, never mind.
No,
didn't
they
want to
did
pay him.
not.
They didn't pay him anything.
Dude, give Peter his roses, man. It's messed up.
Oh man.
Yeah,
And also,
I'm right there.
even though he didn't speak, I still heard Dinklage's voice. So
That's funny.
like, because it's so iconic, like it was like,
Yeah.
he's still there,
Yeah, he's the man.
Anyway.
He's the fuck man. I have to, I brought up Nessa just a few moments ago. I don't know how this character is traditionally viewed in the book or in the original musical. Looking at that character on paper, I think that Nessa is a very tragic character. But looking at her on screen, I was so happy when a house smushed her. I was like literally when she was just like outside, like wheeling around, like looking for Bach, I started laughing. I started laughing because I couldn't wait. I was like, oh my God, this is so funny.
They
This is
dropped a
like
building on her.
right. Like everyone's running for their life and she's just like not paying attention.
Yeah.
She's just like, where's my husband who hates me?
Yeah.
Like,
And also,
smash.
why isn't she floating? She's got the slippers. Like, why is she still in the chair?
Yeah, it's a good
Like,
it's a good
I don't know.
question.
But she's the
eh,
actual only wicked one of all of them, you know? Like, she's actually
dude, yeah,
the wicked one.
she was the worst.
She's actually wicked, you know? And so
she was
kinda
rough.
got what was coming to her, I guess. Although the other one,
Well, she wasn't the only wicked one.
she's not the only,
yeah, Madame Morrible, also
Yeah.
wicked.
super wicked, for sure.
Also, I gotta just one more punch to this movie. It's a small jab, just a small jab. So in a universe where they take words and they mispronounceify them, you know, to whatever the word effect is, right? No one saw coming that Madame Morrible was a bad dude. Like, like for real, Madame Morrible. Like none of you saw that coming. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Small jab. But no.
I mean, Glinda didn't see coming that Fiyero was in love with Elphaba instead. I mean, she had no idea. Like,
to be fair, she didn't have semantics to help guide her though. To be fair, and like who could say no to Glinda? But since you brought her up, man, Ariana Grande, like, it is amazing how she just continues to steal the spotlight in every scene that she's in. I mean, both of them. I mean, Cynthia Erivo, like, is amazing, but like, I don't know, there's just like a bubbliness and infectiousness to the performance that Grande gives. That's, whoo, man, it is awesome to watch on screen.
Yeah. You can tell that she's basically been all in on being Glinda for like 3 years. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's like literally Glinda. Like, if you saw her on the street tomorrow, she'd probably still think she was Glinda. Like, she's been all in.
Yes.
You can see it on screen, which is super cool. And like big tops, like top of notch performing. Like, it's really great. And they're great together too. Like, they really are awesome.
Their chemistry, I mean, like, that's kind of the whole point of this whole story, right? Like, the story doesn't work if they don't have chemistry, and like, damn, do they have chemistry?
Yeah, big time.
To that note, I think my favorite part of this story is seeing, like, you know, the character arcs for both Glinda and Elphaba, and, you know, the whole, like, I guess, like, thesis statement of the movie is that song that they're singing at the end, Maybe I've Been Changed for Good. And I love the idea that especially for Glinda, like, her, like, where she comes from and where she changes, right? She's, you know, when we first meet her, she's pretty superficial, and she wants to be special, she wants to be magic, right? But she's pretty fake with everybody, and, like, you know, even into like her career with Oz, right? She continues to be this poster child and fake. And it's not until she starts really truly, like, being authentic in the most real of ways, and like opening her heart, right? At the end of the movie, when she is like her most authentic self, that's when she is able to do magic finally, right? Like, that change is like what enables her to do it. And like vice versa for like Elphaba, who like starts with magic, but she's like this closed off person who like won't allow herself to be loved because like of the pain that could bring. Once she's finally able to do that, she's able to run off into the sunset with like someone who like truly loves her for like who she is, like no matter what she looks like, and vice versa, right? So like I do love that we have that juxtaposition for the two of them of where they were, where they end up. It's an awesome story. It's really cool.
Yeah, well said. No notes there. That was a great rundown. That was a great rundown, sir.
I came with my jabs, but I came with my flowers.
Yeah,
like, it's great.
And the ending there, the resolve, if you will, right? Because we keep talking about resolve and how that's how we felt at the end, and that's because Glinda like brings that for everyone. She brings it for all of Oz too, right? Like, the resolve for Oz, the resolve for the audience too, right? And the animals can speak, like, and the great part about that too is like so much had happened in that last part of Act Two, right? Like that last like 30 minutes. I honestly forgot that the whole goal of the damn movie is like, can animals be treated fairly again and speak? Because so much had happened with Elphaba, and we get these reveals that she's still alive, which is great, and all that. Like, I was like, I completely forgot that like we still technically like, are the animals going to speak? And then all of a sudden Glinda comes and saves the day and gives us, that the rest of that speech, and the animals come back and speak, and everything is okay again. I was like, oh, this is great. This is like fantastic.
It absolutely is. I also forgot about that. And for Glenda, like there's so many like big things happening, right? And that's one of them. I love that. I don't know if this is a musical thing or not, but like at least in the Ariana Grande version, I love that she's so focused on like the Elphaba stuff, the animal stuff, that she cannot be bothered with like the Dorothy stuff.
Yeah.
Like she's just like so uninterested in it.
She hates Dorothy. This version of Glinda is like, Dorothy is a pain in my ass.
She can't be bothered to learn the dog's name.
Yeah.
When something's going on, she's like, man, something's always happening with that kid. Wild. I love this version of her.
that Dorothy
Does
girl,
not
I
care.
just can't with her. I just can't.
I just can't. This girl, I keep telling her what to do. She keeps messing it up.
Just like she wants to get on she wants to go with the wizard. Just go away. So good. Speaking of the
So
wizard,
good.
speaking of the so good. Two things, one's kind of a plot twist. The other one is kind of like a big reveal, right? And I'm interested to know, one of these, I believe I called correctly on Ozfest Part 1. If you guys want to go back and watch the video and call me out if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure I called this. The wizard being Elphaba's father.
Oh yeah. No, this was a successful call. It was a good call.
Called that. They gave us that foreshadowing in the first part. It was subtle, but it was there. So it was cool to be found right. A little bit of a shame. I don't know if it's a shame. It's just an interesting choice. Like the only person who knows is Glinda. No one else knows. And the wizard, of course, but he's gone now. And then the other thing is, did you know that Elphaba wasn't actually dead?
So again, not being familiar with like the book or the musical, going into the movie, I did not think about that. But as soon as somebody said something along the lines of like, if you throw water on her, she melts. And then I think it's Fiyero that's like, man, these people believe anything. As soon as he said that, I was like, oh, she's not gonna die in this movie.
Yeah.
she's gonna somehow get out of it. It's all a ruse, which is cool considering like how they set up her father. Well, I guess they didn't. Wizard of Oz did set up the wizard to be a con artist. So
right,
in a feat of magic, she's actually conning Dorothy and everyone else.
Yeah. Well, so that's interesting that you think, man. Okay, so you're right. By the way, what I'm about to say is definitely not the case. But about like obviously she's conning Dorothy. Like basically Dorothy and Tin Man and Cowardly Lion have no idea that like when they throw the water on her and she melts, that she's not actually dying. Like Scarecrow knows that she's not actually dying, but the other three have no idea. But for some reason, while watching the movie, I was like, when she starts filling up the water jug when she's talking to Glinda, in that moment, I was like, okay, well, there's no freaking way that water's gonna kill her. That's stupid. And then I was like, she probably isn't gonna actually die. So I wonder how they're gonna pull this off. And then I started thinking, I was like, well, Dorothy's was with her alone for a while. I wonder if she made like a plan with the Wicked Witch of the West, because all Dorothy wants to do is go home, and she'll believe anything, because she's like a 13-year-old girl. So like, don't forget, guys, she's like a youngin. So like, she'll believe anything. Like, she's just being told this, like whatever. So in my head, I was like, oh, maybe they're like in on the plan, and they just like bringing back because all they want is the broom. So if they bring the broom back to the wizard, then the wizard's going to assume that they completed the job. But obviously that's just like a random thought I had like in the moment. But the correct theory is for sure that the only person in on it was the Scarecrow, and the other three think that she's dead.
I think your assumption though is right. Like he just kind of figures it out, especially since it's like it's his castle, right? So like he's kind of able. A, he knows that the melting's not going to work, and then B, he's like, okay, I see through what happened here.
Right. Yeah.
I think that's a pretty good call.
Yeah. But fun, and yeah. I get big reveal if you didn't get like catch the foreshadowing, which I think we both did, but still a cool reveal regardless, right? Like it's
You know what was a reveal to me for that? I thought he knew. You know what I mean? Like I thought the wizard like cuz like he was laying it on like kind of thick like in at the end of part 1 he's like always wanted to be fatherly, like
ah,
with her. So like I was like just I thought maybe he knew but like yeah, obviously he didn't, right?
yeah.
Um I forgot about the mother's bottle and
Mm,
like that was like a precious like keepsake for her.
yeah.
So like when that came up I like started connecting the dots and I was like, "Oh, that's why they had him offering the drink to Glenda earlier so she can connect the dots." Um that was cool. I like that setup a lot.
Yeah.
That was some good writing.
Yeah, they did that well, no doubt. This is I think the funnest part for me for the non-canon Wizard of Oz stuff, right? Like Oz, Great and Powerful, and then of course Wicked, and Wicked for Good, um, is just the amount of like detail and backstory that they've given us for like all of these fun characters that were introduced for the first time way back, right? Like, uh, it's just like really cool to explore the story this way. Now, granted, I don't know, the canon Oz world has like what is it, like 30 books or something? Like it's an unknown
It's like yeah, it's like 30 to
it's
40.
like
It's
an
crazy.
unbelievable amount. So I'm sure there's backstory in those, but like, and maybe some stuff's pulled and similar. But the way that Wicked does it is incredibly well done as far as the detail in the story writing goes. And who doesn't love a musical? So
Hey, I got a question for you. I just thought about this. So, uh, at the if the Wizard of Oz is still like, let's assume all of this is canon, right? So, Straw Hat, sorry, One Piece on the mind. Straw Man, uh, Scarecrow, goes off with Elphaba at the end, right? Wizard goes back to Omaha. Dorothy back to Kansas. The lion, who's been given courage for his bravery, I assume heads back to the forest. Do you think Tin Man is hanging around Emerald City to like go talk to Glenda now that he's got a heart, or like, or is he just like being a mad emo boy like over on the side, like that's kind of not resolved,
that's actually the
honestly.
biggest question after Wicked for Good's ending is what the hell happened to the Tin Man?
Yeah, he's just being pissy.
It would be heartbreaking if he's at the Emerald City still trying to talk to
Ah,
Glenda
nice.
to give his. It would be heartbreaking if that was the case. But I think the funner scenario is he's governor of Munchkin Land.
Yo, that's metal as hell. Yeah, no, I love that. That's yeah, Wicked. When Wicked Part 2 does come out, that should be the follow-up.
Wicked Part 2, Tin Man's Revenge.
I can't wait.
It's a
I
horror
can't
film.
wait. John Chu, get on it.
We're gonna do this. I mean, anyone can just write a Wizard of Oz story apparently. So we're just gonna make this an animated horror film. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know who's gonna watch it?
John Chu?
Nobody's gonna watch it.
No, dude. Yeah, once we get John Chu behind us, like we're gonna be so big on Broadway, baby.
Goodness.
Nick, I've got two questions for you. One, did you have a favorite song? And two, you're a big special effects guy. What do you think of the special effects in this movie?
I'm gonna just handle those backwards. Special effects, honestly phenomenal. And like we've talked about this in the first Ozfest episode, but these like worlds, anytime they make a movie with the Oz world or Oz universe, they're really good at building real sets. And they did that in Wicked. They did that in Wicked for Good. I don't have a list in front of me of which sets were completely built, but the point is you can see it on screen, you can feel it in the acting, because like all the characters and the actors are in the world, right? They're acting in it because these sets are built. Having said that, the kind of movie it is, obviously there's also a ton of special effects, but they're done so well. And this is something we talk a lot on this podcast. Like the movies are the best when real sets are built and special effects are brought together, like in working in unison, right? And like that's peak cinematography or in movie making, right? Is putting all of that together. And so Wicked for Good does that like tremendously, honestly, just as good as the first one. So nothing really bad to say there on that front. What was your first question? Favorite character?
No, favorite song. That was great, by the way.
Favorite song.
Favorite song. Yeah. Did you have a favorite song?
Yeah, favorite song. Honestly, it's probably the one with Elphaba. Was it No Good Deed?
No good. Oh, in the Pharaoh's Tower. Yeah, No Good Deed.
It's probably
Yeah, that's probably my favorite.
It's probably that one, but honestly, like kind of like I said at the beginning, there wasn't really a song that like grabbed me as much as some of the ones did in the first one.
I'll tell you, there was. I think No Good Deed is like definitely the winner, especially like with like how much John Cho spends on like the imagery of like the imagery in that particular, especially toward the end of No Good Deed, really like kind of harkened on some of like the techniques they used for defying gravity and was like, oh, this is the showstopper. This is the show-stopping song, right? I really enjoyed Wonderful with Jeff Goldblum. With the three of them. That was fun. That was a fun song.
One. That's a great call. Yeah, that's a fun one. That one definitely, you're right. That one definitely stands out too. But there's just not really an earworm one, you know? There's not like one that
put your head on your Popular pillow, does not exist, unfortunately.
You know, like Popular is that for sure. Defying Gravity, even in some cases, right? You can start singing along, right? So like it's just there's just not
Unlimited.
There's just not or like One More Day, da, 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 da. You know, like there's a ton of earworms in the first one, right? There's not really that many, if any, in this one, in my opinion. But they are, like you said, they are fantastic, and those two we just talked about are tip top for sure.
If I think I'm ready to score, unless there's anything else that you wanted to throw in here.
We're good. Let's give it some scores, man.
Score. It's out of 5. So I'm pretty sure for Wicked Part 1, not Act 1, Part 1, I'm pretty sure I gave it pretty close to a 5. I think I gave it like a 4.8 or a 4.9. I'm not gonna go. Maybe I do. Maybe I just call it at a 4.7. I'm just gonna call it at a 4.7, just like a little bit lower, just because like I'm not as hyped for reasons, right? But that's what you get when you take one story and you divide it in 2. Okay, I think that's fair. They did a great job with half a story.
Respectable score. I'm gonna give it a 4.3. They're missing 0.2 points because they didn't pay Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Dude, I wish I gave it a 4.3. Yeah, roses for Dinklage, man. Screw Joe from like 10 seconds ago. I hate that guy. He totally messed that up. He whiffed it. I'm not going to go back and change it because I'm a man of my word, but man, I hate myself now.
Oh, man.
Thanks for defending Peter.
Yeah, anytime, anytime. And no, but yeah, 4.3 because I can't ignore how much more I personally enjoyed the first part. And so, but this is like great. Like it's so good that at the end, when they basically give us the beginning of part 1, right? Like I was like, oh, are we just gonna watch the whole first part again?
There was a moment where I thought we were about to loop.
I was like, oh, here we go, baby. We're just doing it all over. We're gonna be here all night. We're in a time loop. We're in a fucking time loop, Joe. We figured it out. Time travel is real. And you just go to the movie theater, watch Wicked for Good, and you will not stop watching Wicked.
Yeah, it just forever. Someone's gonna make that cut. Someone is absolutely gonna make that cut. Yeah. It's just a nonstop forever loop on YouTube.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And then when they day you die, and then what? I mean, it's the meaning of life.
So good.
So good.
So good. Oh man. Well, that is us for Ozfest Part 2 for Wicked. However, unlike Wicked, we are planning an Ozfest Part 3. So if you're not done with the Land of Oz, because certainly we aren't, you should stick with us because we are doing Ozfest Part 3 and we are tackling some of the lesser known Oz movies that exist out there. Some of them I'm excited to see. Others I am not so excited to see, but I'm excited to talk about them.
Yeah, we like Joe said, there's a plethora of
Oh my God.
Oz
There's so many.
universe IP and content and movies and animated movies and TV. It's actually way more than you could possibly imagine. Because
It is impressive,
Yeah.
the mediocrity and the quantity that exists.
it's quite impressive. And so that is what we're basically going to be tackling for the remainder of the year is just the Ozverse and what that entails. So stick around, hit the subscribe button. Let us know in the comments what you think about Wicked for Good. Follow us on Threads, where we'll be talking about this movie and others as they come up. Have a great holiday. But like we said, we're going to be talking about the Oz universe for the rest of the year. So find us on YouTube. Thanks again, friends. And until next time,
may the review be with you.
Peace. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz.
Because.